Hello and welcome everyone to part 87 of the Huns Let's Play. For Attila, we continue where we left things off last time, and Mughal, the Great Khan of the Huns, is kind of trapped at the moment. In a rock and a very hard place, but we're going to try and risk force marching him over to the sea. Now I could pull him over here, but I think these guys will come and chase me, their ships, so I'm actually going to try and flee along the coast line here with my ships and then bring it back down this way afterwards. My other hordes, I'm going to bring them back across because there's no point leaving them here when there's this many armies. Looks like some of the Sassanid forces are starting to take some attrition, so if that can continue, that's great. We're going to wait for an opportune moment to strike. I'm going to pull these guys over here because there's a different province, so we'll cause less rivalry, which is great. What I would liken this to, as kind of an analogy for this, and we're going to move these armies forward a bit, is I don't specifically know what the technique's called or where you use it for, but I've seen it on some TV shows and stuff before, where either builders or maybe it was even like a film where they were like people were robbing a bank, but to get through a wall, rather than kind of cut a square shape in the wall, they drilled lots of little holes all around the kind of the outside of the square. So if there's the mini map in the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now, if that is what we want to cut out, they drilled a hole top left and then some holes along the top line, then down the sides they did holes all the way down, all the way around the sides. Now what that does, that actually weakens the structure that you're trying to go through and makes it far easier then to cut through the little links in between all the holes to break that piece of wall. So you can often do that with like a drill. You drill through the various bits, you pick specific spots to drill the holes through. I wish I could draw on the map right now, I haven't enabled those options. But you can drill through, you know, various points and then you link it up later and it just causes the complete collapse of that square in the wall. Now the reason why I'm using this analogy is because that is exactly what I am trying to do to the Sassanids. I'm not just barreling in with my armies, leaving there potentially for them to die. One, because with the Huns it is very, very, very important in my opinion to keep your hordes alive, because not only are they your armies but they're also your cities, because you take them with you everywhere you go in your horde. So just barreling on in and losing a couple of hordes, so I don't want to lose Mughal if possible. If I lose him, I'm going to, suffer rather substantial economic kind of punishment for that. Okay, one horde down, I can probably survive. But if I start losing 2 or 3, then I am in proper trouble. And it's almost back to square one. Or potentially I could lose the campaign on this. I mean, look at the map. We've desolated so many regions. We are close to destroying the Sassanid Empire. So rather than rush on in, I am still going to take that very calculated, reserved approach that I've been doing by drilling lots of little holes, taking out the kind of satellite states around the outside of the empire so that it can crumble, so I can just a couple of key strikes will force the entire empire to collapse, will force that wall to collapse. So hopefully that analogy sounded kind of cool, as it did in my head, and also made a fair bit of sense. I really hope. But yes, that's my plan right now. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna look if I can to potentially take out the Lachmids. Now, some of you have suggested that while it would be great to subjugate the Lachmids, you can't subjugate them because they're already a puppet state of another empire. So you can't kind of subjugate them while they're already subjugated as such, because their army will still survive if they flee. So they actually need to be destroyed, come back as, rebel as a free state, and then I can subjugate them. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to wipe out the Lachmids. What I've got to be careful of is obviously we've already talked about these armies that are very close around the capital of the Sassanid Empire here, Tespion. These armies can move up and down this kind of valley very easily. So what I'm going to try and do is follow your advice that was left in the comments from last time, which is actually flank on around to the east, take out Rhaegar if I can, start moving my hordes along the north here. I'm going to bring the 3 of them together in the north. We'll raise through here. Try if we can get the opportunity to send these 3 hordes this way. Again, that'll be drawing the Sassanid armies out so that my armies in the west can sweep on in and cut through them. If we get the opportunity to take out the capital, I will go for it, but only if we have enough time to get in there, raise, wait for a turn, and then retreat to another area, which means that obviously, say that these armies that could easily get there in a turn, so what we'd have to do is be able to push into the settlement, wipe out all these armies, obviously the Latmids as well, and them not being able to move further than here right now with reinforcements, because otherwise I'm going to be attacked, I'm going to lose hordes, especially if I've already fought pretty substantial battles. So we've got to be very, very careful. That's my feeling on the matter, and that's what I'd like to try and do going forward. I'm going to put another unit of knockers here. We're going to then transfer one of the large onagers from this army over and build another knocker unit in here or something, or another horse archer to build on up. These guys, we've made peace with the Abbasigans for now. That could obviously change in a moment, but I'm going to start bringing my agents back on down. We're going to bring the wild ones down as well. We're letting them replenish. They'll all be able to move next turn when winter is over. The warriors, yet we could upgrade that. We can take the hit to our food income. At the same time, though, it might be worth just going for more income as well. I think we can probably afford both. So obviously, you want to go for spinners yet? We'll go for that, and we'll leave that for now. But obviously hits the integrity. We've got to be careful with Munzuk's Wrath because their integrity is pretty shaky right now. So we want to try and improve. Was it Zeal? No. Oh, it's not. Is it? It's not Zeal that improves the integrity. Oh no, sorry, that's because I've selected my Warlord rather than my General. You do get more integrity with the Zeal for your General, so obviously I'll be trying to improve that where possible. I don't actually know where our next Zeal ability is. There's more unit integrity there for the commanded horde if we can get down to that, so anything to increase integrity would be lovely. Obviously we'll look for abilities, and anything that my agents can do to help this would be great. But I don't think we do have anything that can help, unfortunately. So we'll go down the path of heading towards sapping so we can sabotage settlement walls. We'll just have to keep an eye on these guys and decimate them every so often where possible. Right, we're also losing integrity here, which is something we're going to have to watch out for. We are losing it here as well, so again, we need to keep on top of that. Integrity when encamped can be increased. As our next thing to upgrade, obviously we're pushing towards Scourge of the World. And all the other various bits and pieces that we can get. Wish you could reset skill points right now, but no, that would be far too easy. So yes, we need to try and get the defenders of the camp when possible to increase here. Or, when my general next levels up, increase his zeal level so that he doesn't... He's got -2 at the moment. So yeah, we've got to keep an eye on him, because otherwise there's going to be rebellion in 8 turns. In fact, we might need to decimate earlier. We'll have to keep an eye on everyone. Right now, these guys are fine. Theirs is improving. They're replenishing after that battle. We've got Mughal over here. Right, I've done enough talking, I think. I'm going to try and just misdirect this army. If anything, just to... Oh, damn, critical failure. Balls. It was trying to level up my spy. We can't really afford to lose spies right now. We're going to keep this guy here. We're going to keep this spy here. That was a critical failure, unfortunately. He's been wounded whilst trying to make good his escape, so he'll be back in a few turns. That's fine. Right, we're going to end turn. I'm not sure if there'll be a battle this part, guys. This could be very much campaign focused. We are coming up towards an hour special at part 90. So we'll see how things go. They're coming from my agents here. I'm hoping my agents can stand their ground a little bit. Okay, they're pulling their hordes up here. For whatever reason, they're taking attrition. I don't know if that's because they're going through the desert or what. These hordes are not. So I can only assume it's because they're going through the desert. They're pulling all their forces away from their capital. Now, I've got to be careful, because that means it's very likely that I'll get a chance to strike. But as I said, I will not strike that capital if it means I'm going to get caught by another army somewhere. So I've got to be able to make sure that they cannot reinforce with armies, but they're already pulling some back. They've pulled some away, but they're pulling some back. And either, unless I can misdirect them and hold them, you know, I've got to be very careful where I go right now with my hordes. Cannot afford a mistimed strike. It's got to all be at the right time. So I will take my time. I know other players will obviously play this very differently, probably. In fact, if you'd like the save game of where the devotion, cool. In fact, if you'd like the save game of where we are right now to see how you would cope with these problems that I'm facing, with the tactics I'm employing, then feel free to let me know, and I will add it into the description of the next part 88. Or if you're really desperate for it, I can add it into the part of this one, but obviously you may miss it. You'll need to come back and check the video later on. Right, now my hordes can move over here. We could force march them also. We could strike up there. In fact, we could pull them up over here. We'd take attrition. What armies would we potentially facing? We're potentially facing this one. We need to see the range. These guys can cover a huge range. And what they will do the bait and switch tactic, where they will pull units in. They are masters of doing this. I'm going to see if I can slow this army down, though. It is a success. They can only move to there. So what I'm going to do with these two hordes, rather than go for the Lachmids right now, because they're staying where they are, I'm just going to move my hordes over here. Because if I pull my hordes down from the north, we may well be in striking distance next turn with a fair few hordes. And again, if we can cripple that capital, I think that's going to be rather key and important. We can't move it as far as I would like, because we're going to run out of movement, which sucks. And we still have men that need to replenish, and obviously we've taken some damage through moving my men forward here. Move these guys up here. Okay, right, both of them are there. Obviously this army can move as well. That army can probably move up there, so what they could do is they could reinforce with this one. They'd be striking with potentially 3/4 if the Lachmids also move up. I'm going to try and misdirect on these guys to see if I can lessen that chance and expose, thank you, expose this settlement. If we can, we will push in and we will strike. At the moment, none of these other, thing is, no, we can't. Thing is, I was thinking, we could push in and strike, but look, these armies can all make it there in one single turn. So despite the fact that I would love to go and push and attack these guys, I can't. I can't even land here and go after these guys right now, because we're pretty broken. I think we can get behind them here and we can land. Yes, we can. We've got rebels over here. Ooh, there's a Macran fleet. Okay, we've landed once more. So with these guys, I don't like the fact we can't see what's going on in this corner. Obviously, I've lost my spy, which sucks, and they've stopped this agent from moving, but it looks like they've pulled all the armies up over here. What I'm going to do is move this horde over towards the golden horde so they sit together. Strength in numbers. Each side of that border. Not as much penalty. That's okay. Key use of the agents right now. We can obviously see what's going on here. I'm just going to move this spy around this side. And then we're going to... we can't. Because we're still recruiting the knock-alls. I'd rather move to get into position right now, because otherwise... Damn, I shouldn't have built like that. I'm going to cancel the building of that so we can move these guys. Again, trying to work out what the best place to move these guys is. Because we want to minimize the rivalry penalty right now. Okay, those are two different separate ones. Not going to be that close to each other. Oh, there's one here. That goes across two provinces. We can move them here then. Your next command for the gods. And then what I'll do is transfer one of these into you. So you're now a full stack army. You're going to go across the border so you can encamp. These guys have just transferred a unit. Move you guys down here. Oh wow, they're losing a lot of integrity built through buildings. That is Munzuk's who was obviously having that trouble. We're going to have a rebellion in 3 turns if we don't sort this out. We're going to encamp. That's the starting goat herders and everything else. Might be at a point where I need to convert one of these over to something that doesn't cost as much integrity. That gives you 6 integrity. But I'll lose 50 food. Which I can't afford to do. These guys all cause the same amount of integrity loss. In fact, they don't. That costs a little bit more integrity. I think I may have to go for it, the wine distributor. Anyway, feel free to share your thoughts on this, because this is getting pretty crazy. We're going to have to order a decimate. We've already got that win encamped. We'll go up for Royal Host. Well, we would go up for Royal Host next, but we need all these abilities as well. We've got every bit of integrity that we can get. I need someone with a lot more zeal. We need a lot of it. I mean, kick him and see if we've got anyone with more zeal. Ba ba ba. I keep seeing the influence numbers and getting excited because they're really high. I need a crap ton of zeal. And I can't afford any of these guys. You're still in the army, right. Other integrities... Oh, it's going up because the decimation is ordered. Yours is fine, because you're fine. A problem here in 7 turns. I would order a decimation, but we need to be able to strike with you guys. Your horde's happy because you've got nothing in your horde at the moment. I'll send this agent ahead to scout for us. Start moving down carefully. We need to link this army, this horde, up with those guys. Right, we're going to go for another end turn. See what happens. This is very close. Very, very close. Okay, their agents are coming for me. They're taking attrition. I don't know why. I'm hoping they're having some kind of food shortage, that I've struck some kind of weakness within the Sassanid Empire somehow. That one's reinforcing, and they're pulling more over. What I'm hoping, at the very least, if they put all their hordes over this way, it means we can swoop up from the south again. Yeah, they're pulling all these armies up here, so we can't attack their capital. There's no way we can do that. So I need to pull my armies back that are in the west. We need to pull the armies over to the north and try and break through that way. It should also allow us to, by taking out the satrapies, cripple the economy of the Sassanids, who should be getting lots of bonus from having all these satrapies. Extra cash, extra coin. Extra everything. We shall see, though. We shall see. Okay, Illyria, where you going? Okay, we're losing a lot of money right now.
Yes.
Ay. Why are we losing a lot of money? Rivalry somewhere. It's building. You guys are fine. You'll have trouble again in 16 turns. So we can't attack through here. They're bringing all their armies in. Although they are getting really weak with some of them. Thing is, we now have to pull back with these hordes in the west. Otherwise, we're going to be taken out. So we've got to pull back with these guys. Hopefully trying to draw the enemy to us. You never want to be in, you know, have too many of my hordes in the same location for too long, because it is going to draw them to us.
Is there nothing else?
We need to replenish there. These guys are okay. There's a little bit of rivalry here, because obviously Mughal, but I doubt he's going to give us as much. Pull him over to here. Oh, we've had that spy come back. Good. You can get back over here and see what's over here. I can also... Well, I would try and use this agent, but he is getting crippled. Something nasty. We can try and assault these guys and get rid of them. Critical failure. He's now out. He's been wounded, but he'll be back. And with greater numbers, I'm going to have to use this spy then. See what's over in the east, to whether or not we can come back this way. Not entirely sure why these guys are suffering. Also might potentially have mutinies if they don't have some winning battles. They are weakening unless they can put them all into cities, which is just a very good thing.
I will speak to you. I aspire.
Boom, critical success. I'm probably going to have to throw up the taxes again, because otherwise we're not going... to be able to make it through without going bankrupt. That's fine, but it's not fine for these guys, because they're now going to suffer 4 turns. I've surely got to make that call and go for the fact that I might have a food issue to some degree. We can get some integrity. It's the potential for it to earn so much. Right now we've got... I mean, I could get rid of, say, like the Lancers and... What have we got? Both. We could get rid of the Lancers encampment. I could get rid of the Lancers encampment and then build up something to build up integrity. That's what I've not done well here. We've not built up anything to support the integrity, which is why this is going to need to change over. Otherwise this horde is just going to fall apart. It's got 4 turns now, and we have to decimate it again. Attack's already hitting it hard. Because of our rivalry, but that would go down if we could separate these guys out a little bit. But again, I'm stuck in a pretty tough place. Plus, I've been upgrading all my men. My troops will need more melee cav, so we need another one of these guys. But it's going to be better to merge all these guys. I need to do my merging thing. I don't think we need 4 of them, so we can actually probably have more cav, but we're going to have to merge all of these guys anyway. So you're going to have to go. Come on, merge everyone together. You'll be done in 5 turns, it's too long. Right, melee cav, melee cav. But then that's all we can afford right now. But actually, because we've got rid of a few troops, oh no, our economy's still too much. We've essentially got too many. I've got too many units. I mean, maybe I've got at the moment too many hordes. I guess the biggest tell would be whether this horde is viable, the wild ones. The upkeep of these guys is going to be far more than what this horde is bringing in right now, which is 1,200. So we can get rid of all of these horse archers. We've got the basic buildings essentially. We've got the spinners yet. I mean, I could keep upgrading it to make it more worthwhile. Or we just try and push through. These guys, all the same, need to keep moving. Odin's bow. And we ideally don't want to end them in the same province. Good. Is that going to be the same province? Yes, it is. That's not, but... Yep, that's cool. We've just made it across the border.
Ready for more orders.
Ooh, very close. Only minus 11 now. Okay, could get rid of the rivalry penalty. It's good.
Blood and glory.
Can we do anything to this agent? No. So let's just use my agent then to scout and see if they've got any forces up here. They have a fair few, but we should be able to tease them out. So what I'm going to do with the wild ones is leave them in camp for now. We're actually going to wrap up the part here. Apologies, it's just been a campaign part, but as I said, this is very, very crucial right now to our survival. We may get away. If the Sassanids keep deteriorating, then I can sweep in and I can knock all their armies aside, which is why I'm poised with these armies here, and potentially from the south as well. But if we can sweep over here and cut them off from behind, that would be great as well. We just got to keep an eye on these armies, because if they come at us en masse, it's not going to be ideal, and they've got such insane movement that if we're not, even if we're out of their movement range, we can still get dragged into a battle with them, because the AI is really spot on about catching you within their area of like reinforcement, basically. So that's what we're going to wrap up for now. Let me know about the wild ones. Do you think it's worth keeping them, or should I get rid of them completely so that we can lower the tax, which means that hordes are struggling with integrity, like Munzuk's Wrath, and these two over here. This one's fine, to be honest, at the moment. This one is going to be my next problem. I'm probably going to have to order a decimation on this, in fact, before we end the turn. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. But yeah, share your thoughts, share your tactics, share your advice, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, take pride and join the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, XMG Green Man Gaming and GT Omega Racing. Until next time, ciao for now.